Good morning, everyone. I really thought the trip that we made last week was pretty much fun to do, and so I thought we'd try another one today. And of course, the virtual excursion with that nice little time machine, which is coming in very handy at a time like this. So we're not going to go near a group this week, though, and we're going to be visiting with someone who's also practicing social distancing at this time. As a matter of fact, he's in a cave and his life's in danger. But we can get near enough to him to ask questions. So are you ready? Let's head out. Our destination this time is not in Egypt, but it is in the wilderness. And it might take us a little while to find the opening to the cave. So here we go. And out of our machine we are, and we look up ahead, and it takes us a little bit of a walk, but we can see up ahead is the entrance to this cave, and we peek in. And he's in there. He's over in the corner. He looks pretty healthy, but he looks a little bit sad. So we kind of stand around, not too close, because we're definitely being careful about being with everyone. And we say hi and tell him we've come to see how he's doing and ask him, does he have enough food? And he says, yes, God has supplied. And we ask, how long have you been here? So he says, well, the trip took 40 days, so I've been here a little while, which is actually a little longer than most of us have been in our current state of semi-quarantine. So we kind of still can relate, though, because the idea of every one of those days is a real day. So we ask him, what did you do before you came here? And he tells us, actually, I was serving God, and he had truly blessed me. I was able to predict a famine, and God provided me food through that famine. I was able to heal a woman's son. And the biggest blessing was confronting a number of false prophets and showing them God's amazing power. That was quite an event. It was incredible. You just would have had to have been there to see what that was like, and how stretched out it was, and at the end how God showed how incredibly wonderful and powerful he is. I thought sure that a showdown like that would show the king and queen who the true God was, and I really thought that they might be ready to accept him and know that it was important to follow him. And I also thought that there were a lot of other people there that day that had witnessed these incredible events. I thought surely some of them would also realize how neat God is and want to serve the true God. But it didn't work that way. Actually, the queen was pretty mad and threatened to kill me within 24 hours of that event. So what did I do? I got away from there as fast as I could and as far as I could. And that's why I'm out here. I'm staying away to protect myself. But we're kind of curious. We think, but you've trusted God for a lot, didn't you? I mean, you saw the things that he did for you. Wasn't that enough? And he answers, yes, and I trust God, I really do. But you know, when you feel all alone in a difficult situation and you don't know what the outcome will be, it becomes hard to keep trusting. I just about had had enough, and I told God that. I said, just take my life. I'm no better than my ancestors who've already died. Well, I probably didn't really mean that one, but I wanted him to know that, man, I was really bothered by things, and I really wanted to talk to him. I'm here waiting. He hasn't answered me yet, but I'm hoping that he'll meet me and help me understand. And I guess I have already had a clue on this journey, because he did send an angel to feed me so that I would have the strength to make this trip. If I really think about that, it should be a big clue that he does care about me. Well, and as we're discussing, we tell him that too. We say, yeah, we're in the middle of this pandemic with no way to predict the exact outcome. We have food, basic needs, but trusting is difficult. There's so many things that are hard. There's so much that we don't know right now. And our friend answers, I'm going to pour out my heart to God when I hear from him. And you can too. We smile, and with that leave him in the cave in order to start our trip home. But here's the rest of that story. I think you may know already, we're talking about Elijah. And God does appear to him. First, God sends a whirlwind, and then he sends an earthquake, and then he sends a fire. And Elijah waits, but God doesn't speak yet. And then comes a gentle whisper. He asks Elijah just one question. What are you doing here? Elijah's so sincere. He really loves the Lord. And he says, God, I've served you zealously. You've allowed me to do some amazing things as your servant and prophet, but I'm alone now. I'm afraid for my life. And God answered him and said, no, Elijah, you're not alone. There's still 7,000 others who worship me. And he tells him, now go back. Go back to where you were, where you left off. Your life is going to be spared. Your ministry is not finished. You are not alone, and I'm with you. And that's what I want us to think about this morning. You know, God is with us too. We're not alone. And we don't need earthquakes, fire, and thunder. We'll probably get those. But like Elijah, we can hear a still small voice that says, my child, keep persevering. Keep serving. You are not alone. I care for you. Our verse for today is Psalm 55:22. Cast your cares upon the Lord, and He will sustain you. He will never let the righteous be shaken. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for those words of comfort. Thank you to me and for each one of us who are sharing this moment together. We do love you, but it is hard, and it's a moment by moment, day by day thing. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for strengthening us. Thank you for teaching us. Thank you for allowing us to see just how comforting it is to come to you and rest in you. In Jesus' name, amen.